Please remain standing for the presentation of the colors.
Grade Final Assembly for 2007. I'd like to acknowledge some of our invited guests who have returned to share this special day with us. We have our former teacher, Mr. Eichholz. And we have our former nurse, Miss Fran Ilicita. Welcome to all of the students, staff, family and friends, and honored guests. Today is the day we celebrate the accomplishment of completing the elementary school portion of the educational journey for these 203 very special students. If we get any larger, we're going to need Yankee Stadium. Or Shea Stadium, Mr. Yost. To reach this milestone, our students have had the loving but very firm support of, first and foremost, you, the families. You've held their hands firmly on the first day of pre-K and or kindergarten, and kept a steady but gentler grip each and every moment thereafter, leading them to these honored seats here today. The students have dedicated and caring teachers to give them not just the skills to read, write, add and subtract, but the early tools to organize, analyze, plan, and solve problems. All the 6 or 7 classroom teachers and support teachers were important to their development as students, but I believe that these teachers and staff here today are most important to your children. All of the 5th grade staff have worked hard to bring all of the early learning together and have prepared the students to continue the journey to intermediate school with confidence. I wish to give you and the students a chance to acknowledge them now. Please allow me to ask all of them to stand as I call their names, and then we'll show our appreciation to all of them. So please stand when I call your name. Ms. Conti, Ms. Franco, Ms. Klein, Ms. Milazzo, Ms. Krishna, Mr. Foley, Ms. Wardy, Ms. Leanti, Ms. Edner, Ms. Giovanizzi, Ms. Kelly, Mr. Schlackler, Ms. Brent, Mr. Selly, and Ms. Caruso. Acknowledge our support staff who have helped your children find success in learning. We have Ms. Padan with us today. Ms. Padan, please stand. We have Ms. Reese, our guidance counselor. We have Ms. Coylan, our 5th grade science teacher. And our very own Mr. Saboria. And also Miss Louie. We have today for the very first time our new UFT representative, Ms. Mohan. We have our very talented teachers, Mr. Eckhart at piano, Mr. Grotto, our music teacher, and of course, I must acknowledge our very hardworking and dedicated administrative staff who work directly with the students and teachers to create an excellent teaching environment. We have Mrs. Richardson, Ms. Rosso, and our 5th grade supervisor and coordinator of this celebration, Mrs. Caputo. Students, as you see, there are many people to thank for giving you the courage, the support, and the skills you need to meet or exceed the high standards in place today. The standards were raised for all students, elementary, middle, and high school, through the No Child Left Behind mandates. They truly needed to be raised in order to prepare our students to compete in this fast-paced, highly technical, and definitely global society. The world we live in has changed and continues to change at lightning speed. We live in a world that many adults agree you might need an engineering or computer science degree just to answer an email, to surf the net on smaller and smaller laptops, or to listen to a favorite song on an iPod. My own fifth grader was excited that his mom has just begun to move into the 21st century when I let him download my favorite songs into my own beginner MP3 player. I was discouraged though when he asked me, Billy who? And how about the one technological wonder that none of us can live without? And that is our ever-present and important cell phone. This device is truly the great divide. It even comes with its own language. Thanks to my children, I know that wallpaper isn't just something that makes a room beautiful. And OMG, I just learned how to check my messages when I heard this new beeping. My teenage daughter had to instruct me on how to retrieve a text message in this brand new language. I'm still shaky with this, but my BFF, and AP, Mrs. Caputo, helped me to navigate this device to I am my daughter, SRY, you can't GT2 wall TN. This world may be confusing to us, but is exciting and comes naturally to our children. The technology has benefited them as it opens up a whole world to them, but at the same time, it has created a much more competitive world. Our students no longer compete for places in the best high schools and colleges with other students around the corner, but with the students across the globe. America has always been the symbol of the very best, and our students have always benefited with greater advantage. This is no longer the world in which we live. Our students will need to work harder and smarter to compete. My advice to each and every one of you is to make a vow today to never accept the minimum in anything you do. Don't be satisfied with getting that 2 or even that 3 in intermediate school, or to be happy to get that 65 on the chemistry regents in high school. You need to work and to push for that 4 or 90. Write more than the 2 paragraphs required in English, or to read more than the minimum number of books. I implore you to just not join the chess club, soccer, or cheerleaders, or service clubs, but to take on the leadership roles of captain and president. This kind of attitude and effort will be the best way for you to best prepare yourself to compete for the coveted seats at Staten Island Tech, Stuyvesant, or later at NYU or even Harvard. Set your sights high. Raise your own standards and become student leaders. Give 101% and make all of the people who have been your guiding hand proud of you. PS60 has given you a good start, and now it is up to you. I wish you all the best in the future, and so now, GTG, and on with the program. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce to you your salutatorian, Winnie Liang.
First, I'd like to welcome Mrs. Ferretti, the assistant principals, staff members, teachers, students, and parents. Through the years, we've had many special trips and experiences just for us. And during those years, we've learned that education can turn out to be fun and exciting. In first grade, we went to the New York Aquarium. Most of us saw the dolphin show and got great souvenirs. We saw many sea animals and had a lot of fun. In all the fun, there was also education. When we were first graders, we learned about the animals and how they act, live, what they eat, and more. The aquarium was large and full of many people. This trip also helped us learn to be more mature and listen to directions carefully. In second grade, we went to Staten Island Zoo and saw many animals as well. Some of us fed the animals and learned about what kind of food they eat, what they do, where they live, and more. In third grade, one of our special performances was the International Dance Festival. Besides performing and dancing, we also learned and studied about the countries, the cultures, specific places, the food, did special projects, and more. It was just like traveling there, visiting the country itself. In fourth grade, we went to Philadelphia. We went to the old print shop and learned about how paper was printed in the 17th century, and also about Benjamin Franklin. The next stop was the Franklin Institute, an exciting and fun science museum. Some of us went to the Big Heart and learned about our blood vessels and blood cells, about our heart. Another fun activity was seeing the IMAX movie about the sea organisms, how they get their food, what they eat, and how they camouflage. One of our most important and exciting performances during our last year here was the 5th grade show called Dancing Through the Decades. We all participated in the show. It was fun to learn about all these different decades and the clothing, the people, the history. It turned out to be excellent. PS60 will be a school to remember. All these trips and experiences will be in our hearts forever as we go on with our lives. These years will be unforgettable and something to keep.
Thank you, Amy, for that wonderful introduction. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I am both pleased and proud to have been invited to today's ceremony as the guest speaker, and can only hope that my few words here might help to further honor our 2007 PS60 graduates. As a fellow PS60 graduate myself, class of 1986, I can recall with much fondness my many days spent as a student there. Of course, at that point in time, I had no way of knowing that life would bring me back to PS60 shortly after my college graduation, and that is just what happened when I was 21 years old. In 1997, I was offered my first full-time job as the music teacher at PS60, and that's where I've remained happily ever since. It's a rare opportunity that I have been afforded, being a student and then an educator some years later at the same elementary school. Having been at both ends of the spectrum has allowed me to reflect upon the dynamics of the student-teacher relationship. And usually within this dynamic, gratitude is most often expressed from the student to the teacher. And when you have a faculty as dedicated and devoted as this one, that is understandable. However, today gives us a chance to turn this dynamic around and for us to thank each and every one of you, our graduates. So thank you. Thank you for your willingness to learn new lessons, explore new ideas, and to overcome difficult challenges. Thank you for placing your trust in us as we try to provide the ingredients necessary for your overall success. And thank you for touching our lives with your smiles, your spirit, and your heart. Each new day that you came to school ensured us another opportunity to learn and grow from each other. And for that, we can all be grateful. You have all touched our lives simply by being who you are. So today, celebrate yourselves, your achievements, all that you've been given, and all that you've given back in return. Best of luck, our 2007 PS60 graduates, and may God bless each and every one.
Office is awarded for a student with character, courage, and commitment. And this award goes to Esther Kim and Salvatore Tomer.
Boy.
The Borough President's Achievement Award will be going to our valedictorian and the salutatorian. This is for academic excellence, satisfactory attendance, school service, leadership, community involvement. Thomas Keeper and to Carly Marazito. Gianna Santosario, Sofia Santiago, Jamie Spagnola, Brittany Scaruggia, Zachary Stein, Danica Tanjuco, Stephen Tupoler, Spiros Sanos, Jurgen, Luca Spagnolo, and Erica Wiley. Class 5220. Brooke Yodis. Salvatore Toner. Dennis Flynn.
Gracias.